Hello my friends, Stephanie here, and I'm back with more movie chatter. And what I have for you today is a haul slash recommendation video. But before I get going with the pickups, I just wanted to go over a few of the Black Friday deals that I've been seeing online. And I guess these prices would be either in-store or online, but I of course have been looking online. Now, as you know, the Barnes & Noble Criterion 50% sale, 50% off sale is still going on, both in-store and online, depending. Like my Barnes & Noble has no physical media as far as movies, so everything for me has been online. Now, if you run into any issues where Barnes & Noble is out of stock, because there are some things that are out of stock currently, Amazon is doing some really competitive pricing for Criterion titles, so definitely check out Amazon. And you're going to see in a future video, I'm going to show you my Criterion pickups, and quite a few have come from Amazon, so definitely keep your eye on Amazon for those. And also Best Buy sent out an email today going over their Black Friday deals. I mean, from TVs, computers, you name it. And then I just wanted to share a few of the movies with you because there's some really great deals on, I'm just going to talk about 4K because 4K will come with Blu-ray, but Blu-ray I'm sure is going to be even more competitively priced. So they had a thing on the first page of the email, they had like a little banner, and it said that the holiday steelbooks that they have are, I believe, $13. So they're doing some really good pricing on holiday steelbooks if you want to pick them up. And then I'm just going to go over a few of the 4K titles that they have and the prices, so you know what you have to look at when you're going online or in store. It also says price match guarantee. The only thing I can tell you is that if obviously if you don't go in store, you can't be guaranteed a slipcover. You never know. You're not even guaranteed a slipcover if you go in store with some of these, but at least you could take a look. But personally, with the way things are today, I'd rather order online. So they're honoring these prices online, which I think is great. For instance, you have the 4K for 1917 is only $7.99. Beetlejuice 4K, which just came out September 1st, is $9.99. Joker, $7.99. Now, District 9, which just came out on the 13th of October, is only $9.99 for the 4K Blu-ray digital combo. And let me tell you, that looks amazing in 4K. If you're a fan of District 9, definitely jump on that one because it's never looked better. It looks phenomenal. Dark Knight, $9.99 for the 4K. Fury, another great war movie, $9.99. John Wick 3, $7.99. Whiplash, which just came out on the 22nd of September, is only $9.99. I do have it. I can't speak of the transfer because I haven't watched it yet, but if you're a fan of Whiplash, you want to upgrade, you want to future-proof, if you're planning on maybe getting a 4K setup in the future, now would be the time to grab it. I mean, $9.99, you really can't beat it. Top Gun, $9.99. Now here's one that I reviewed it and I said to you guys, if you weren't sure, wait for the Black Friday drop. I never thought it would drop to this much. It's Full Metal Jacket, which just came out September 22nd. It's $9.99. So at $9.99, it is definitely worth the upgrade. If you haven't upgraded yet, definitely jump on that one. Black Hawk Down, which looks great on 4K. I've seen it on 4K, $9.99. So The Gentleman, another great movie, $9.99. So you guys get the, you get the idea of what's out there. Sonic the Hedgehog, $9.99. They have everything. Dr. Sleep, $9.99. So the prices are great for these movies. And like I said, and some of them, you can even get a free 14-day HBO Max trial with this. So if you want to check out HBO Max, it's a good way to try it out for a couple weeks. But there's some really great deals out there to be had, so I would definitely get on it. And especially if you're not concerned about going out to the stores, grab it online and have it shipped to your house because they have some great things. I'm going to be going through that myself because there's some great gifts that I know some people on my list are looking for. So that's my little Black Friday segment to hopefully help you guys out with some competitive pricing. And now I'm just going to get into the pickups and recommendations, and we'll call it a day. So this first one that I picked up was actually a birthday gift from back in the summer. It was a birthday gift from my brother and his family, and it is The Office, the complete series, finally on Blu-ray. And we have the gang all around here, and then just on the top you have the regular Office, the logo. Now I just want to show you, each season comes in its own Blu-ray case, but I just wanted to quick show you how they house the Blu-rays. They did a good job. The artwork is pretty standard. I believe it's exactly what I remember it being from the DVD releases in the past. But you get an episode guide inside. I don't know if you can see it. And then we have the nice swing tray for the DVD discs, Blu-ray discs. Sorry about that. So there's no piling of the discs, so you're not going to have to worry about scratches or anything like that. Now, I have a few seasons that were released on Blu-ray in the past. I'm assuming they use the same transfers, but they looked really good. But I am looking forward to jumping into this and seeing how the whole series looks on Blu-ray. The box is not it's a little on the flimsy side, the box, but it came in good condition. I got it from Amazon. It was $119. I think they have it down to $111 right now, but I'm not sure. You never know, Cyber Monday, if they're going to do deals on that. But this is definitely one that, this was a must-have for me because I'm a huge fan of The Office. And if you didn't know, I'm sure a lot of you already know, but if you didn't, if you depend on Netflix to watch that, it is leaving Netflix as of January 2021 this year. So that'll be it for Netflix. So you're either going to have to buy digital or you pick it up on physical. So that is that. And then I grabbed on 4K, I got season 3 of Westworld. This one just recently came out. I believe it was this 2 weeks ago or last week. But I have season 1 and 2. I haven't watched it yet because I wanted to wait to get a few seasons because I can't stand it when I watch one season, then I have to wait another year before I can watch it. But this is the same deal. It comes with the digital code. It comes with an episode and cast guide, a little booklet, and then we have okay. So you have a few discs, same thing, flipper tray, and you have 4K discs and you have Blu-ray discs. So it's a 3-disc set. Well, it's actually a 6-disc set, but 3 are 4Ks and 3 are Blu-rays. So I'm looking forward to checking out Westworld. I have the movie, the original movie, so I want to watch the movie first. And I mean, I know the gist of the series, but I want to watch the movie first, and then I am going to get into this series. I think it's going to be a nice, fun series to watch over the winter. And then I grabbed a couple of steelbooks. I haven't been picking up a lot of steelbooks, but these were 2 that I just had to have. The first one, it's a 4K steelbook. Love the movie, love this artwork, so I had to have it. It's the Rocky Horror Picture Show. So we have that, and I'm sure you've seen this on other videos because it's been out for a little bit. And then on the inside, they have the inside artwork is the footsteps for doing the time warp dance, so that's fun. And then this one, this is it's a must-have. It's such a great holiday movie. You just have to have it in your collection. And this is the 4K steelbook that just came out this week for Jimmy Stewart and Donna Reed in It's a Wonderful Life. And there you go. There's the front. And then on the back it says, "Every time a bell rings, an angel gets his wings." So you have the quote there on the back. And then it also comes with a mini poster inside, which is a fun little thing. Now, as far as this one, if you're not worried about having it on steelbook, or if you want to get it for a gift for someone, there is a slipcover variant that was put out, I believe, about a year ago. But it is currently on sale on Amazon for $12, and it does come with the slipcover. Because I picked it up, someone wanted it as a gift, and they weren't crazy about steelbooks. So I picked it up not knowing if it was going to come with the slipcover. It came with the slipcover, and then I talked to a couple other friends who picked it up either for a gift or for themselves, and everyone got a slipcover. So if you want to pick that one up, it's available on Amazon now. So grab it while they're sending them out with the slipcover if that's important to you. Or you have the steelbook, which I'm assuming is also probably discounted on Best Buy, but if you're interested in that movie, definitely check it out. And then, of course, I had to get the 3 steelbook collection, the Back to the Future 35th Anniversary 4K Ultra HD steelbooks. Had to have them. So, there you go. And like I said, there's been, just like the other ones, there's been a million unboxings of these online. Now, this is, the steelbooks are still, I don't even know if they're sold out, but I didn't see any discounted ones on Best Buy. But there is another version of this, which is a digibook style, where the discs go into the side of each digibook page. That is discounted. So if you're looking to pick up the Back to the Future on 4K, the trilogy, look for the digibook if you don't mind, not having the steelbooks, because it is discounted, so you can get that for a pretty good price. Now, I've watched the first one on 4K. I think it looks great. They did it from film, so you're going to get that nice grain. I know some people are not a fan of the grain, but it is supposed to be there. When you upgrade a transfer from film, you're going to get the film grain, and I think it looks great. If you're not a fan of grain, you might not be too happy with it, but I think it looks really good, and I can't wait to watch parts 2 and parts 3, because I haven't seen them in years, and I want to see how they look. I'm sure they're going to look great, but I'm very happy with the upgrade, so I was happy to pick that one up, and I think they did a really nice job with the artwork that they use for the steelbooks. Now, this next one, this is a gift and another Black Friday deal that you can pick up, but I was given permission by the person who this is being gifted to unwrap it so that I could show it to you guys on video. It is the 4K Ultra HD Fast and Furious 8 movie collection. Comes in a nice sturdy box. It's a nice box, and then this is a digibook version. It's a little different than the Back to the Future digibook in that the movies are housed like this. They have the 4K over here and then the Blu-ray over here. And it just kind of flips through that way. So the discs just rest in there. Now, this is not my favorite way. The digibooks are not my favorite way to house any kind of disc, but sometimes you don't really have an option. And I know I'm nutty about things getting scratched or anything like that, but I have heard that with Blu-ray and 4K it's harder to scratch it, and DVD is a little more sensitive to scratching, but I'm always very careful with how I handle my physical media, so I guess as long as you're careful, you're going to be okay. But as far as this one, this set is originally, it's either $89 or $90, and it's marked down to $64 right now at Best Buy, so you can pick it up for $64. I also had 3 reward certificates, because when you use Best Buy's, if you didn't know, when you use Best Buy's credit card to buy stuff, every time you spend a certain amount, you either get a $5 or a $10 reward, and you can save it and you can use a bunch of them at once. So I had $30, so I took an additional $30 off, so I got this gift for $34. And because it did not contain the last movie, I was able to grab the Hobbs and Shaw 4K. This was already marked down to $9.99. So now the person who's getting this gift has the entire series up until this last film. So I'm going to grab my last stack of movies and we're going to wrap this up. Okay, my friends, I have some movies to recommend and review for you, and then we're going to call it a day. And this first one was sent over to me from Lionsgate, and it's an A24 movie, and it is the most recent film from Kelly Reichardt, and it is called First Cow. And for those of you who are not familiar with First Cow, this is a movie that takes place, it's a timepiece, it takes place in the 1820s in Northwest America, and it's a time when people were just trying to kind of find their way and find a way to stake their claim and get ahead in the world, in the United States. And we follow a group of trappers, and they are trying to trap beaver, I believe they said, and they sell the pelts overseas. So we have some very rich people, very wealthy people that are set up there who kind of feels like they kind of oversee everything that's going on. And then we actually have our workers who have just basically set up this makeshift community. And we have our 2 main characters. One of them goes by the name of Cookie because his thing is that he cooks. He cooks and he bakes, and he can basically work with whatever ingredients he's able to forage up. And that's the situation with everybody. Everybody's just trying to find what they need to get ahead to move on to the next place. And he teams up with this other guy. I'm not going to tell you how they meet because it would kind of ruin the story. But then at that point, it kind of becomes a buddy movie. It's also a movie about chasing the American dream. And it's also a movie about class systems and how far back we had this situation where you have these upper class people who really look down on these guys that are just trying to find a way to get through life and get to the next location. But I really, really enjoyed this. I'm a big fan of Kelly Reichardt. I think she picks beautiful filming locations, and this one is no exception. She's a big fan of the long takes, so you have these long, beautiful takes of all the scenery and what's going on around, so you really feel like you're in the movie with them and you really get a feel for the environment. And she just did a great job with this one. It's not a barn burner. It's not an action movie. It is just a very, I would say, contemplative, for lack of a better term. It's a movie I watched it late at night. I could have fallen asleep, but I didn't because it was good and it kept me interested. It held my attention. The pacing is really good. The story is really interesting and engaging. And I found the characters very relatable. They were really, really interesting characters, and the dynamics of their friendship, I really enjoyed seeing how they really complemented each other. And one of the things I can say is that I'm not always a fan of with Kelly Reichardt. Sometimes the endings of her movie, I feel like they leave a little bit to be desired. But this one, I thought the ending, she just nailed it. It was perfect. I didn't have to figure anything out. I didn't have to go back and check anything. I knew exactly what was going on. So if you haven't seen First Cow and you're interested in like a timepiece, like I said, it's 1820s Northwest America when people are just finding their way, finding their way out west and, what to do from there. I think this is one that is definitely worth checking out. I would definitely recommend this to anyone who likes that kind of a movie. And like I said, not a barn burner, but it's just a nicely paced movie. Very enjoyable watch. So that's First Cow. And then this next one I just watched last night, and this is a recommendation from my friend Movie Buff Beth from the Movie Buff Pains. And she talked about this before even any press releases came out. And it's called Words on Bathroom Walls. And here it is. And I just watched this one last night. It stars Charlie Plummer, Andy Garcia, Taylor Russell, and Anna Sophia Robb. And this movie is about a young man who, played by Charlie Plummer, who has been diagnosed with schizophrenia. And he is a high school student. And he is really just struggling to get through and deal with his illness without, as he says, becoming his illness. And he has aspirations for his future, but he has to graduate high school before he can move on to the next level. And he is having a real hard time functioning in school because he can't seem to get his schizophrenia managed. And I think this is a really important movie, and I think it's something that is not talked about enough, and that is mental illness, both in teens and in people in general. I think we need to talk about it more because it's a big thing, and I think that this movie does a really good job of bringing it to light, and it's very relatable for people of this age group to watch, and they do it in a way so they kind of balance the seriousness of his condition with a little bit of humor that would definitely be applicable for someone this age. And it also kind of reminds you that we have to have a little bit of sense of humor because it helps us get through those harder parts of life. And I just really like the chemistry between all the characters. I thought it was really well done. I thought it was tastefully done. And I think it's a very accurate portrayal of what a teen dealing with a mental illness diagnosis would go through. So if you haven't seen Words on Bathroom Walls, definitely put it on your list to check out because I really enjoyed this from beginning to end. And this is one, it's rated PG-13, but this is one that would be pretty much good for the whole family. There was nothing crazy that went on, but really, really good. And like I said, it's an important thing that we talk about these things. Now this one is, it's from Joel and Ethan Coen. I had never seen it before, and after I saw it, I ended up picking the Criterion up, so I'll probably sell this one. It stars Oscar Isaac, John Goodman, Justin Timberlake, and it is called Inside Llewyn Davis. And Llewyn Davis in a nutshell, is a folk singer in, I believe it's the 1960s. Yeah, it's 1960s in Greenwich Village, New York. And he is just trying to get his music out there. He plays in bars and clubs, and he is trying to get people to take a liking to his style of music. And there's a lot of backstory, but I don't want to get into it again because I don't want to ruin it. This part of what makes this movie so good is that Llewyn Davis is such an unlikable character. He is annoying. He's a problem to everyone, but you find yourself rooting for him the entire movie. It's just such an interesting way that they kind of suck you in and make you root for him, even though he's a mess. And I have to say, the music is fantastic. I'll show you here. I actually picked up the soundtrack on CD because they had the opening night in New York and they had a bunch of bands. It's a 2-disc CD, 2-disc soundtrack for the music in this movie, and the music is fantastic. So if you were a fan of music and you're a fan of movies and the two together, you're really, really going to like this one. And like I said, after I saw this, I upgraded to the Criterion. I didn't realize it was on Criterion. Upgraded to the Criterion, so I'm definitely going to be selling this one. But Inside Llewyn Davis, it's a hit. Definitely worth the pickup. Now this one finally, after all these years, came to Blu-ray. It is such a fun, dark comedy put out by Warner Archive Collection. It is drop dead gorgeous. It stars Kirstie Alley, Ellen Barkin, Kirsten Dunst, and Denise Richards. And here they are. And basically what this is in a nutshell, it is a dark comedy and a spoof on the competitiveness of teen pageants. And there is so much that goes on in this movie. It is so politically incorrect, and it is so funny. And if you're not offended by inappropriate humor, you're going to love this one. So this was a perfect fit for me because I have always enjoyed this movie. I still have my DVD version of this one, and I couldn't wait to upgrade to the Blu-ray, and it did not disappoint. It looks really great, it sounds great, and it was as funny and wild as I remember being the first time and the first few times I've seen it. But if you haven't seen Drop Dead Gorgeous, definitely take the plunge because it will make you laugh. And you know, these days, who couldn't use a laugh? Now, going in the total opposite direction, we're going to go with this movie that stars Oscar Isaac, who was also the star in Llewyn Davis, Olivia Wilde, Olivia Cooke, Annette Bening, and Antonio Banderas in Life Itself. And this is from the creator of This Is Us, which is a very popular television show that I have yet to see. But after seeing this movie, I think I'm going to jump in and take the plunge and watch the television show because this is fantastic. Not always happy, but fantastic. And it says it's a superb ensemble soars in this moving multi-generational story. From the creator of This Is Us comes a multi-generational love story weaving together a number of characters whose lives intersect over the course of decades, from the streets of New York to the Spanish countryside and back. And that's it in a nutshell. It almost feels like an anthology because you get these little vignette stories about different people and the good points and the bad points and the really tragic points and the really joyful points, everything in between in their lives. And it shows us that life is not predictable. It's not always good. It's not always bad, but you just get a little bit of everything. And I was wondering the whole time, I'm like, I'm enjoying this, but how does it all come together? Let me tell you, the third act nails it. It brings it all together, and it just shows you how brilliant the writing is for this movie. It is so, so good, and I can't wait to watch it again, and I've been telling everyone about it. So if you haven't seen Life Itself, and you want to laugh, and you want to cry, and you want to feel pretty much every emotion you can feel, definitely check this one out because I think you will, I know you will enjoy it. And this one is one that it's been on my radar for a while, but I didn't pick it up, and I came across on my Amazon page, and I decided to grab it, and I'm so happy I did. It's called Race, and it is the incredible true story of gold medal champion Jesse Owens. And this one takes place during the 1936 Olympics in Berlin, when we had the start of, you can see the Nazi Germany, the swastika flag back there. So we were having the start of Nazi Germany, and this is the story of Jesse Owens and what he went through during those 1936 Olympics. And this is such a great, great film. And there's not much I can say about it without ruining it. And if you don't know his story, definitely see it. If you do know his story, definitely see it, because it was really well done. And I learned a lot. I thought I knew a lot about him, but I learned a lot from this, and it was really, really good. So definitely check out Race. And now these last three are documentaries, but really good. Even if you're not a fan of documentaries, I think you're going to like these. First one, if you're a fan of music, you're going to love it. It's David Crosby, Remember My Name. And it's a documentary about David Crosby, his life with Crosby, Stills and Nash, Crosby, Still, Nash and Young. Talks about his relationships, his highs and lows, personally, professionally, and you will learn things about David Crosby that you never knew. And what a story. What an amazing story. Very interesting, captivating, and he's just a really honest guy, and he just lays it out there. He doesn't hold anything back, or it doesn't seem he's holding anything back. You hear from his wife, and kind of follow him around on a few journeys that he goes on, and it shows how hard he still, to this day, how hard he still works. But I found this very enjoyable. So David Crosby, Remember My Name. Highly recommend this one, especially, again, if you enjoy music. It's a good one. Now, this one was another really good documentary, and it is called Where's My Roy Cohn? And it says a delectable look at a despicable person. And Roy Cohn was a despicable person, and he was an attorney back, I want to say like in the 70s. He represented the guys from like Studio 54 and things like that. He would represent mobsters. He would represent anyone, and pretty much everything he did was shady and dirty and just down in the gutter. I think they tap on one thing that he did in his life that was just a good thing. One really sincerely good thing. And I'm not going to get into it because I want you to watch this. But he is a horrible person. And I found this movie absolutely captivating. I couldn't believe that somebody that just could be this awful. And he's just a bad dude. And, but they made a really good movie about him. So, and definitely with this one, they do it's about an hour behind the scenes. It's a special feature. They do a commentary with director Matt Toyner and producer Marie Brenner. And they do a Q&A with the director, but really, really good. It's a little more political, the Q&A, than I would have expected. I didn't know it was going to be that political, but if you don't mind that kind of thing, then yeah, definitely watch the special features, because he is a really, really smart guy, the guy who did this film. So definitely check it out. And then the last one it's a film done by Bobcat Goldthwait, and it's Call Me Lucky. They say it's funny, shocking, and deeply moving, and I would have to agree. And this is a film about Barry Crimmins, who was he was a comedian in the 70s and 80s, and he was just known for being really crass and just yelling and carrying on and angry and drinking his beer and doing his thing. But he was responsible for bringing up a lot of younger comedians who then went on to be very successful. But there was a different side to him, as there is usually with a lot of creative people who are really out there and put themselves out there and have these very strong personalities. There is a very different side of him, and I don't want to get into it again, but there's some things that he reveals in this that will completely change who you think he is and what you think he's doing. And his story is just nothing short of amazing. So if you haven't seen this and you don't know much about him, again, his name is Barry Crimmins. If you don't know much about him, definitely check it out. Even if you know nothing about him and you want to hear about a really amazing person, definitely check this one out. Again, it's called Call Me Lucky, and kind of have the mind blown image there, but highly recommend this one. As with the other ones, they're all really good. So those are my Black Friday recommendations and my haul, my pickups, and my movie recommendations. So hopefully you found something in this video to be helpful and enjoyable, and I enjoy doing it for you. If you did like this video, please give me a thumbs up, leave me some comments, some recommendations, some suggestions, hit the subscribe button and the bell notification so you'll know when I upload again. And now that I don't have company, I have some Criterion pickups to go over because we want to talk about those. I have some Kino Lorber stuff that I bought at their recent sale, and I want to talk about those. Some noirs because it's Noirvember. So we have a lot to do. So I'm going to be back real soon. But again, I want to thank you guys as always for watching, and have a great rest of your weekend. But for me, that's a wrap.